Oh, hello. Hi, it's me. It's me, Scott. Let's keep doing this thing we're doing. So, we started. What were we doing? What was anyone doing? Here's the thing we're doing. We're saying we like the idea of, let's go to Logic Masters. Why not? Logic Masters. Let's find some puzzle portal. Let's find a German whisper puzzle. Let's pick a German whisper puzzle. We liked this. This Cornish John puzzle was cute. And we discovered that by going here, and then by going here, that Sven does all the work, it seems, of like making the puzzle manifest, both in terms of the rules of the puzzle becoming a thing, but also, hey Skojo, how's it going? But also like the play, whatever the player is inputting, and that all is turned into an SVG document. And we had this idea that we would do something like that. We can rehash the things we learned, like squares or rectangles, etc., etc. But the thing I want to do now is maybe just like draw some things. I think we're not going to use SVG Loader. I have another strategy. We're going to maybe steal some things from SVG Loader. But the idea, are we running the thing or not? So we did this much, right? This was SVG Loader shows the thing, etc., etc. What we actually want to do instead is we want to load the SVG, but we don't want to use the SVG loader. We have other plans. Also, I'm seeing that the render loop is not a render loop because I guess you only need it one time. That's not true. You have to render continuously, right? Because wait a second. Maybe each time the render command schedules itself with... How's that true? Do we have like the controls auto rendering or something? How does this work? Delete all this because we don't care. I have done something bad. Oh, that was at the end of the loader. So we say we don't actually render until the loader loads. But that's okay. This can go away. And that can go away, that can go away. Something like this. That's bad. We broke it. Because we don't want the loader to load. Hang on, what did I just delete? We don't want the SVG loader. A grid helper. And we don't want... What am I doing wrong here? It's me not remembering how Windows works. We'll blame that. We don't want this whole thing. Could you just go away? Thanks. We do want to call render one time, I guess. So we get this. The thing I'm confused about is what is actually looping the render. When the controls change, we re-render. That's how it is. We render when the controls change, which is probably smart, actually, because nothing is animating. I should steal that from another project I'm working on. So this is a mess of red, but what I think we want to do is ignore all of this stuff where someone did a bunch of hard work and just look for this. We want this. We want to load the file. Let's just steal this. Load SVG. We're going to do this thing, right? We don't want the SVG loader at all, I thought I said. Well, we need the text document. So where does that text come from? If you were text, you would be passed in here by this person. What does this all mean? Grambone, do you see this is called JavaScript? I'm writing a new application for Nest OS. It's what runs on my Google Nest thermostat. Do they still make those? So we want to not try very hard. We just want to do this, I think. We just want to get in here. We want to do this. Not that. We don't actually want to parse the SVG at all. I don't even know why it would say such a thing. Oh, I need a loader, presumably. What's the loader? What's this? What is this stuff like manager? Where's all this? What is all this? Loading manager. I don't want any of that. Get that out of here. Nope, that was wrong. Sorry, what do I mean to do? I just want this. Get this out of here. We need a file loader, and then finally we'll do it. We'll do the thing. So tedious. Where do we find the file loader? It's just in 3. How's that look? I don't like the word function. I don't ever want to see it. Okay, are we good here? I mean, we're clearly not good. Make my own JavaScript? Let's do it. I'm ready. What do I have to do? The place where I really kind of started to learn programming, kind of sort of just self-teach, was on my graphing calculator by ignoring my teacher in pre-calculus class. So maybe can we make the official development platform of NestOS a TI-83, and with whatever the built-in scripting. Okay, so we can now select stuff, right? So we can now query. So, oopsie. Can't we query this in some way? Hang on. Can't we do a query selector, whatever, on this thing? Query selector for a rect? No, it's like a query all selector or something, right? Query selector all. And then we want to loop through these and this kind of thing. Something like this. What's that do? Okay, we get all the rects. Here's the thing where we have the weirdness of the radius being half of the width, half the height, whatever. We're gonna ignore that. You don't like SS for Scott script? What's wrong with SS? Super Soaker? You don't like Super Soakers? But there's an angry German invented the Super Soaker? I think Super Soakers are cool. Okay, I got a vaccine in each arm today. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but we're gonna go, and then I'm gonna go to yoga. I'm gonna have a hard time in yoga in my downward dog. My arms are gonna hurt, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I got my second shingles vaccine here. Got my first HPV vaccine here. I'm getting, in this new era of vaccine hesitancy, I'm getting every single vaccine. Partially because I have a suppressed immune system, so I have to get every vaccine, but I'm collecting them like a Pokemon. I've got vaccinations you've never heard of. I've got vaccinations. I had to get a tuberculosis vaccination. I've got them all. Yeah. Keep them coming. I've had so many needles in my arm. The shingles one I had to go twice for, and the HPV one is a triple threat. And after that, I don't even know. Are there any vaccines left that I don't have? Unlikely. It seems I'm not going to get cervical cancer, partially because I don't have a cervix, but also because I'm gonna have the HPV vaccine. I'm also 45 years old, so it seems like kind of likely that I already have HPV, but let's just ignore that. So what we're gonna do, we saw that weird rounded rectangle, didn't we? In what's its face? Rounded box geometry. How do we use that? With it, didn't it come from somewhere silly? Like this. How about one of these? That's not really where I want that. So, oopsie. What we're gonna do is for each of these squircles, let's just start with this, right? Let's just say for each rectangle, we're gonna add one of these. That seems easy. Where's the scene though? Do we have a scene? Dude, scene is right here. It's a 3 scene. It's fine. How's that? This is not really how I would like to do this, but wait. Oh, it's lowercase. Okay. I don't care that much. This will make it a little bit less red at us. What is this going to be? This really is just string, right? Okay, so now... Ooh, boy. That didn't work, did it? 3 rounded box geometry is not a constructor. Why? What are you mad about? Rounded box geometry. Wait, do what? No. We just have rounded box geometry. It's not 3 rounded box geometry. It's just rounded box geometry, right? Is that true? Okay, what did that do? Okay, we got a bunch of teeny tiny little cubes. Look at that. Okay, and then what do we have? How do we know where these go, though? How do you know where anything goes? Uh-oh. Is that like... Oh, it's just the X and Y. I'm sorry. It's just the X and Y, and then our X and our Y are simple. Separate, obviously. So then we'll do... how do you do this in 3JS? U.position equals... I don't think you can set... Yeah, you gotta do this thing, right? That's not what we want at all. Is it not just rect X? What are you mad about? Position is read-only, right? So you gotta do like... I forget how to do this in 3. Okay, what are you mad about? Class. What did I do wrong? That's a new 3. Where are our shapes? Do we lose them all? Anybody see them? They could be so tiny. Also, I have no concept of what the scale is here. Can you do this? I kind of think you can't. I think you got to do this, which is annoying. Numbers. How's it going, Lord Kelvin? Look, okay, we got... Look at them. Look at them all over the place. Why are they... What are they doing down there? Look, it's the... Is that the eyes? I don't know. I don't know how you set the... So one problem is we may not... this may not take different radii. Ooh, looks like you can't have different radii. So we need a width and a height. Rounded box geometry. So let's do... Can we deconstruct this from... I guess you can't, right? We can't just deconstruct this in some sensible way. We have to do it in an annoying way. Or we'll just let the editor do the thing. Great, sure. We also needed what? Rx, Ry? Is that what was in there? Rx, Ry. Prescription? I don't know what Ry means. Something like that. And then these probably actually can all return null. So I should probably add this to the end of everything, like the robot did. The robot knew what it was doing. Okay, so I've not done any development on Windows in a while. Things weird, feels weird. Okay, so how's that look? And then the problem is this just a guy like this? Yeah, that's our problem, is the radius, right? Oh, that's funny. It's just looking for the minimum radius. That's very silly. Oh, lame. So these all need to be numbers, right? String or 0. So this is like, we have parseint around all these. That seems dumb. What are you mad about? Oopsie. Put the or 0 inside here. How do you like that? It doesn't like that. It says don't do that. What's your problem? Are you kidding me? We have to do this? Cool. That's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. Let's just make it autocomplete everything again. So I don't have to type it again. It's funny that it's picking the lower radius. Okay. Radius, segment, smoothness, etc., etc. So how did we do? Do we have... Ooh, that's bad. Computed radius. What's wrong with our radius? Rx, Ry. Let's not specify radius for a second. What's the matter with you? No, the position attribute. Computed radius is nan. Seems bad. Okay, give the radius... Just don't... Let's not do radius for a second. Oh, sorry, that's for position. What are you mad about? What are you mad about? Oh, wait, it didn't... You goober. Wait, you did a bad job copying and pasting. Rude. Bad robot. Const width string equals. No. I mean number, I'm sorry. String is what it did. It's not what I wanted. Okay. Yeah. It seems dumb that we have to do this. Okay. Width can be a float, turns out. Looks like everything can be a float, actually. Should these all just be floats? My bad. I don't know why we have inverted Y, but... Okay. How do we do? Badly. Did we not, like, log the thing? Those all look like numbers, right? What are you mad about? I always forget the right way to do this in 3. But that seemed like that was working before, right? Like... What are you mad about? You a turkey? Get rid of this for a second. What happened? Because we were showing things before. What did I break? I mean, it seems the position is angry. No, it's not. What has got you so upset? We did this before and it was not angry at us. Okay, it's mad somehow about like the parameters I'm passing. What are you supposed to pass in there? The constructor. What are you mad about, friend? The width? Oh, these are just parameters. You don't pass it an object. Oh, my bad. I don't know what that means. What are you mad about? That's weird because I feel like a lot of things in 3, like as you can see here, want an object passed, but that's not what's happening here. Okay, we got shapes. We got shapes. You like shapes? We got shapes. We got this. I feel like all these numbers are very big and that I want to like scale them down a lot. Can I do this? I don't know the scale of that grid or anything. I think we saw something about what we're supposed to do. Okay, look at there. What do we got here? Whoa. What happened? Is the depth? We don't want to. 10's a big number. 20's a big number. I don't understand why. Okay. So, why does it seem like the radius didn't really do anything? Why does it seem like our rounded box geometry is not actually very round? It could be that the radius... That wouldn't make any sense, the thing I was about to say. See, we got weirdnesses. You can already see, like the way that these are the backgrounds for the quads, I think. Anyway, so we see a stroke none, fill none. Why would there be fill none? Maybe text background is the thing where we shouldn't be paying attention to. We do have a fill here. Think we can work with that? I don't really have a concept of why our like rounding seems to be so wrong. No, go to the... Good grief. What did it say? Did we do our like parameters in the wrong order? Width, height, depth. Radius. Radius of the rounded corners. But like defined as what? How's the radius? Like as a percentage? Like should this be 0.5 or something? No, shouldn't be. I mean, it looks like it did something weird. What happened? How do you think you're supposed to define the... Look at that. What are our radii supposed to be? Like, pretty big. We can remake a go, finally. That time somebody did. Why, we have the width and height, right? And our radius here, we're dividing by 10, so it's like, should be 0.25 relative to the 0.5 width and height, right? Like, why, you know, it should be basically 0.25. But that doesn't seem... Do we divide by 10? What are we doing here? What's, that's not round enough. We divided the width and the height by 10. We divided the radius by 10. But what is the radius definition? Like, what does that mean? How is radius defined? The radius, oh, it's the radius of the, but that should be fine. It's saying there's like a circle in the corner of radius whatever. And this probably doesn't. It's probably not happy, is it? Are those circles? Are these squircles? We also probably need more subdivisions. Right? What are the additional parameters? Oh, also segments. Notice segments that form the rounded corners. Let's do 8 or something like that. And then what is this last parameter? Nothing. Width, height. No. Okay, here's our entire problem. Sorry. It's width, height, depth, and then the number of segments, then the radius. Why doesn't that seem like it changed anything? The width, the height, the depth. The number of segments and the radius of the rounded corners. Why am I losing my mind? Why does this seem like it's not doing those? Look at those guys. Those guys are squircles, aren't they? This is not actually the thing that I want to do, you know, the more that I think about it, but let's also get the fill. And then how do we do like a material? I don't know if you can do, there is a way to do that. Does that work? Probably not. Why is the fill none? And why is that an invalid hex color? That's supposed to be the alpha or something? Is this not 8 bits per channel? That's annoying. So like instead of CCCF, is that RGBA, but in a like... So why can't you deal with that? 3 dot color. That's a valid color, isn't it? Lame. It didn't like me saying that the fill was red. Mesh basic material? No, what is it called? There's like a mesh... Is it mesh basic material? Okay. And then you're telling me that you can't figure out... Oopsie. A lower resolution of... Lame. That's lame. What are we looking at here anyway? Oopsie. Are those the... Is this upside down? Probably. Maybe I was supposed to have Y inverted. So these look like the bases of the thermometers. Also, we need to figure out like where the origin is of the width and height. You know, like is it relative to some corner of the thing, or is it centered or what? It's gonna be annoying. Why can't I make a sphere? The little guys seem to be spherical. Those are the text backgrounds. Actually, they don't even have radii, which is funny. So why are they round? A little confused, if I'm being honest. How can we know if something is a rectangle or something is a circle? I guess you could look and see. How do you make a disc? Is this all our geometries? We don't have a torus really. So what are these? Oh gosh, it's a cylinder. Of course it is. It's a cylinder. So we want to say something goofy like if Rx equals X divided by 2 and Ry equals, oops. Then in this case, we want to actually make a cylinder. We don't have a height. Do we? There's no height in here. No. It's the width and the height. No, what's the radius? I don't know. 3 cylinder geometry? We actually are saying if like X is equal to Y and, you know, we're saying all that stuff. Radius top, radius bottom. So radius top, just width. Radius bottom, also width. The height of the cylinder, 1. The radial segments, 32. Height segments, 1. Open-ended, false. Theta start. Okay, we don't need those. Let's leave those as the default. Okay, and then very annoying that the color parsing is so dumb. Okay, what did I do? We screwed up somehow. Trying to make a cylinder geometry. What are you mad about? What'd I do? How do you clear this? Get out of here. What did I do wrong? I said if... Oh, wait, x is not equal to y on these? Wait, why is that true? What are these supposed to represent? No, I just... Not xy. Good grief, I'm sorry. Width and height. Rookie mistake. Okay, well, we tried. We kind of got there, right? We just, like, our normal is the wrong way. So, because we... But that's potentially fine. Do we care? How much do we care? You know, in terms of operating on the XY plane versus the... What's the easiest way to do this? I guess for now, the easiest thing is just rotate it forward, right? Okay. Huh? Doesn't really look right, does it? But okay, we're doing something. These, it makes sense. Okay, let's just talk about this. It does make sense. I think that we have our thermo bases and we have these discs. These discs are slightly smaller. Maybe this is kind of sort of technically correct. Just the scale seems very wrong. But we also don't, like, probably the SVG tells us what the tells us what the scale is supposed to be. But hey, I'm gonna call this a victory. Not being able to get the color in a sane way is obnoxious. What is that? Why can't we do that? I don't want to parse that. There's some like tool for no. How do we do, you know, like, can we not do, like, from the browser's perspective, you're not happy with this? It doesn't like it. Why does XML want to do that? That's not cool. Not you. You. Isn't that weird? No. Yeah, it just has alpha. But how do you look at the browser gets it. Why is this so stupid? No, that's not what we want. We want I mean, that's fine, but could somebody just like, can a browser not do that? Can 3JS not deal with hex colors that only have 4 digits? This is not a useful, it's not good use of time. It's a waste of time. It's stupid that this doesn't work. So the 3 color class just doesn't do the thing. Pretty lame, because it seems like it should take browsery colors, right? Like it should take stuff that is just a string representation of what a browser could understand, right? This is not a good use of my life. I really don't want to deal with this. Can it do, is it truly just the 3-ness and 4-ness of it? Is that really the, like it's mad about, what was it, like this makes it mad? It hurts its feelings? Your feelings are hurt? Yeah, you're mad about it? But if does that make you less mad, or does it make you still mad? I need one more person. Is that true? Kind of hard to see. Come on. Well, you're okay with this? Everybody's happy with that. Can you just not deal? I don't want to parse this. Lame. I feel like I've used You can't take hexadecimal colors here, friend. Can you do it? Can you do what I need? Play. They said let's get serious, and they said play. I don't know what to do. It's just, I don't care about this. What a like stupid, trivial problem that is just not like, why does the browser not deal with this? And or why does 3JS not deal with this? And or why is the SVG represented in this way? Why? I have so little patience for these things. We lost our thing. No, there it is. Oh, we still got excuse me, still got stuff open. That's not the right one though. Where did we? Oh no. Excuse me, now we're never gonna find it. We went to Whispers. And we went here. And we went here. And we went, maybe it's Sven's fault. And we went here. I don't think it is. Would kind of imagine he just puts in what he gets from elsewhere. So that's probably in like the underlay. Yeah. They suck here already. Look at that. Look at these weirdos. Quit sliding stuff around. What is all this stuff? Get all this out of here. What does this even do? It doesn't work. That's what it does. This is a cool tiger, though. Oh no, Skoja's nightmare. Only a nightmare in trying to draw it, not as a puzzle. Get our cylinder geometry. We don't want this at the moment. We don't need this at the moment. We don't want this. We can do without that. We just want that thing. Where'd that one guy go? Can this person just do it? Can you just do this for me? Can I type stuff? What is this? I don't want to log in. What are we doing here? Why does nothing work? Chroma, that's what I've used. That sounds more correct. Okay, I'm willing to try Chroma because I have used Chroma before. I know, this file's a mess. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay, what are we doing? You're doing stuff. So what I'm hoping is, here's my hope. Maybe this hope is unfounded, but I kind of sort of hope that we can do like chroma and give it the fill.hex, you know? Kind of like if fill is not equal to none. Can I just do const fill equals chroma dot hex fill dot hex? Is this a crazy thing to do? Well, fill can't be a const if we're going to do this. Doesn't really seem like they worked, did it? Ah, those look gray to me. Our plan worked. Kind of. One of them seemed to not do the thing. There's a white cylinder, a gray. 1, 2, 3, 4 grays. 1, 2. Wait, what? So it tried, but it didn't work. Why didn't this one work? Because it gave us the 8 character one, and 3 doesn't do the 8 character one. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Remember when I forgot what a cylinder was? That was embarrassing. I need like hex. Hex. Hex RGB only. Okay. We'll just ignore. I knew chroma would come through for us. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Well, because that was actually supposed to be 0003. So we do need the alpha, right? Weirdly, this is transparent black instead of gray. I don't know if chroma's gonna help us out with that one. I guess we can get the opacity, or like get the alpha separately, and then in our mesh. Is that right? I don't know if that's right. Doesn't seem right, does it? How do you do that? We have to just do more to the material. I'd rather not have the material be transparent, if that's a thing I could do, because I would rather that's a cute way to do that. What a cute robot. Okay, I gotta get my laundry soon. We'll just say like timer 10 minutes. Okay, that kind of did the thing. It's really weird because we sort of don't really want to do things that way. Maybe Chroma will give us a way to do the thing, but we'll ignore that for a minute. Okay, cool. Everything's cool. I feel like 3.js text kind of sucks. And then I've done better with something called like Troika text, but I actually can't remember why I didn't like. I can't remember why I didn't like it. What do we think? What does text look like? Oopsie. Whoopsie. Right, it needs a value. So it's just an X and a Y. But it seems to... how does it have like the scales of the text and stuff? It must be CSS, right? What's no. These will just be the same thing, right? No. X and Y will be the same. It's just not rect. It's text. And then we will say, I don't remember how this works. Const text material probably. And then, well, no. Why would you do that? Because we have the, the width and the XY. Wait, why did it duplicate a bunch of things in a really weird way? The text geometry, text material, text mesh, set that, and then scene add. Okay, thanks. Thanks, robot. What's the matter? Read up font. What is that supposed to look like? We got a font loader. Can you not do it without that? How about here? No. Okay. Text. I think that I seem to remember the text is not good in 3JS. I don't want geometry text. I just want some text. I mean, maybe I do want geometry text, actually. Why not? What does this look like? Garbage. But we'll just stick with it for a moment. I don't use the font loader. Can I just like... Is there a less dumb way to do this? Simple text. I love simple text. I still get the font loader. Do we try to use Troika at 3JS Troika text or whatever it's called? Troika text 3.js. There's some reason I've used this and I don't actually remember why. Like I use this instead of 3JS text. I think it's because I explicitly just wanted flat text to start with. I think this is a way to get like what we want relatively quickly without worrying about text geometry. Maybe. Then we gotta do this thing, right? This business. I don't want this. Get out of here. Where's our text? We didn't set it anywhere. I have no concept of what the size should be. This would be text value, maybe. Font size, I don't know. Position, that's set. Like this. Weird. Okay, well, Huh. Okay. Well, that T-span's a bummer. I mean, we got numbers on here. Look at that. That's cool, right? How the sizes are expressed, a lot of that is pretty annoying. I mean, okay. Look at this. Look at our quads. We got quads. Incredible. Our puzzle's upside down, but we got quads. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the T-span numbers. Those are my numbers that I've added. I guess we want to like get the first child element and figure out what it is and so on and so forth. Seems lame. I don't know what a T-span is. I mean, in the context of an SVG, T-span. Okay, I'm gonna get my laundry. I'll be right back. Pardon me. Okay, I'm back. Hello. I don't really want to go to yoga. I feel that thing where like vaccine hits you hard. You take some Tylenol. Okay, so we got a terrible representation going. We could try to make that representation good, or we can try to like go deeper. Go deeper. I'm realizing we also do have to actually draw real squares, not just cylinders. Go here. So the T-span is like really weird. That's a bummer. I mean, I get it actually, right? Because this is just supposed to be our candidates. Like, that's our candidates. And I don't know how it comes up with the placement of them. Like, when you do something weird and you go in here, so we got 489. So actually 498 is easy. That actually makes sense. So I don't really understand the point of the T-span because it's just centered text. That seems pretty easy. It's more like the pencil marks seem weird, but the pencil marks are actually positioned in a way that makes sense. So I don't quite understand the strategy here. I'm sure there's some reason to be able to like reference certain things, so I'm not going to be too critical of it, but in like a grand sense, I'll just be critical of it that it's annoying for my purposes at this moment. Also in terms of positioning, like, are we centered? Are we like relative to the center of things? Or to the upper right or something? It's kind of hard to estimate. Hard to say. Anywho, let's now try to get some paths, because that's where things I think will be really weird. Like our ability to do paths. A. These must be our circles. Seems hard. Okay, but we know we saw the thing, right? The API, MDN, like whatever, get path data. Seems hard, right? I mean, move to somewhere seems pretty easy. What does lowercase m mean? What is that? Maybe I'll normalize it. Okay, so what we want to do now is try and again, this is all like extreme. I wouldn't even say prototype. We're like pretty solidly early proof of concept. Don't act like you don't know what that is. Does not exist on type SVG path element. Maybe it does. We might need a polyfill for that. Probably not in Firefox. Okay, so we get this and it's like SVG path segment. We get M's and L's. That's easy enough. Let's log maybe fewer things. How's that sound? No, friends. No. Okay. Here's our path. So where's one that had like the lowercase m? I don't even know what that means. Let's move somewhere and draw a line, etc., etc. So that's kind of makes sense. Let's move somewhere, draw a line. Move line. The like move and draw a line, I can get behind, I think, right? This means just let's draw some lines. A path segment. Then we move somewhere else and do a thing. Oh boy. This seems annoying. Deeply. But we'll try. But where's the ones that had even weirder stuff in there? We saw our pen tool. Yeah, lowercase m. What does that mean? What's a lowercase m? Oh, M is just M. It's just happened to be lowercase. Dude, I don't want to write this. I don't want to do this. Okay, I mean, one thing that seems relatively easy is if where's the thing? If a path is just like truly, hey, here's an M, here's an L, call it a day. That seems pretty easy. Like if we could turn an SVG path into some kind of 3JS representation of a path. So we did see what? What did we see? We saw what? Where's the path stuff? No. Curve? Spline, that's the word we want. We want a spline. The thing is, we want it to be linear, you know, like it's not a line curve. That's a funny... statement. But how can you, is there a representation? I mean, it looks like line is a thing. So like, where's our... Lines. Hey, look, lines. What do we... Cute. So... Oh, Fatos. That looks truly awful. That looks better. Seems to not work right with the okay, let's ignore that for the moment. So that lines. How there's some lines as well. Beautiful lines. But this gel line dashed. How do you work? Like, do you make a line to node material? It's not what I want. Is like geometry is not the thing. Actually, I want something that is actually a collection of lines. Is that what this is? I don't really look like it is. Web GPU line part 2. That makes a Catmull ROM. That gives it points. That's kind of interesting because we do just have a bunch of points. Catmull ROM curve. But we don't want a curve. We want a linear. You know? Like, but annoyingly, can we not have any number of points? Is this just the way this works? Is a bunch of segments and that's the only way to draw this? Look at this. Line 2, move 2. Doesn't that seem like a thing we want? That seems kind of sort of right. Like, is this the thing I want? You'll try it. That's a Catmull ROM. That's not what I want. Could I have an example, please? I mean, this is kind of exactly the thing I want, right? Look at that thing. So how does one... Shape path assumes you draw a shape, not lines. Oh, no. Well, that is a travesty because this otherwise is like exactly what I want. That's so sad. Path? Move to? What's a path? Is this the thing I want? Can you line to and move to? Okay, I'll take that. So, path. Look at that. So you're telling me I can make a 3-dot path? Can I draw a 3-dot path somehow? So we're saying what? We're saying path out of an array, or what is it? It is an array. I don't know what Z means. I'm ignoring that. We're ignoring that for now. Path data. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to do this thing. We're trying to make a path. I don't know what to call this. I don't know. Segment. I guess we can switch. Segment. Oopsie. That type. I don't even know how to close path. This stuff might all be made up and hallucinated. Who can say? So now how do we draw this path? Or do we need to extrude along it or something? Is this an extrude geometry given like a path? It had to be a shape. No, where's the one we... Not you, but like... Is that a path? What do we... What's that? What was that curve? We have a closed spline. We have extrude settings. Can I then go like... Oopsie. Why are you extrude settings 1? Weird. This is our 3 path. And then how are we going to do it? So we need a shape. Lame. Are there existing shapes? I just want to be a tube, you know? There's just a shape that's already a circle. Circle geometry. No, I want a circle shape. It's Sudoku. Look. Doesn't this look like Sudoku? There's numbers. There's a grid. There's circles that are actually rectangles, but are actually now cylinders defined as rectangles. I don't know what else you want. It's got numbers and everything. We're trying to draw lines now, but it's hard. Drawing lines is hard, turns out. I don't want a circle geometry. I want a circle. I want a shape. Like, are there shape primitives? Oh no. Was it you? Was it you? Where's the thing? Wait, your second latest puzzle. Is it time? What's going on in there? Is that a circle? That's a squircle. How do we get a circle? Don't make me make a circle. Are you telling me that there's not just a shape already? 10 solves? What does it take to get it? I'll look at it. I'm definitely not solving it right this minute, but I want to see it. Maybe I can draw it. I'll try to draw it. in 3D. Hold on. How do I find anything on this site? I don't remember. It's easiest to just go here, right? And then change it with your... What is your Logic Master's username? That wasn't it. I tried. That is an extremely different name. But I like the Isa. I forgot. Forgive me. Isa is Isaac or Isaiah? I'm so used to thinking of you as Zizrmuk. You and Lord Calvil's Isaiah. You and like you are the two are competing for first place of people with screen names that I have a hard time pronouncing, so I just avoid pronouncing them. Calvil's. How are you supposed to say Isaiah? I mean, Isaiah implies Isaiah versus Isaac. Isaiah. How do you say Izamuk? Izamuk? Okay, sorry. What are we looking for? We're looking for Stonecrop. Wait, where did you come from? Stonecrop just appeared out of nowhere. Oh wait, sorry. Published puzzles. Killer on the Loose. That's a lot of stars. Let's see it. Sudoku pen. Ice. A. Muke. Ice muke. Ooh. Are you, is this at your job? Is this on the project that is being shelved, or is this on the new, is this the new style? Killer on the Loose. I can't draw this. You expect me to be able to draw this? Let's try it. I foresee problems. I think we'll see some floating numbers, possibly. Let's try it. Copy, outer HTML. Try again. Copy, outer HTML. Read the rules. The new project. Oh no! You just started the new project and it's an 11-hour project already? That doesn't sound good. I am definitely not going to solve it right now, but let's just see what happens here. Hey, look at that! I got numbers. That's a start, right? We got a whole bunch of path segments. I wonder if those render as dashes. So maybe we can do this. I feel like we're close to being able to draw paths. And if we can draw rectangles and we can draw paths, we can draw almost anything. Is that true? I don't really think it's true. I don't want this. I just want... Sorry, I distracted myself again. We want to go here. We look at shapes. We want to go here. We want to go here. And we want to say, what does a circle look like? Add a line shape. That's California. Where's a heart? A rounded rectangle. There's a circle. So oh gosh, this sucks though. You're telling me I have to like do this first and then extrude that? I don't like that one bit, but I'll do it in a really messy way for now. So for the extrusion, how do we draw the shape though? There's our extrude settings. Add shape. I don't like this one bit. Where's add shape? And add a line shape. Add shape. Flat shape with texture. Add line shape. Oh, weird. Line from the equidistant sampled points. This looks awful. Oh, we don't need all of these though. We only want we only really care about this one, I think. We do need this. But what shape is what? So you're telling me I don't need the circle then, actually. I need... What do I need? So we need a shape. And what is our... That's our 3 path? But we don't have a shape. We have a line, right? So if I don't have a shape, is a path a shape? Is there like a perfectly linear? Is there just a square? Yeah, here's a square. But even that actually is drawn as purely linear. It is a shape, but then it's drawn as the... This isn't what we want. I don't think this is what we want. I think we want to accomplish something different. I think we do want to extrude. I don't want to have to extrude, but I think we do want... get that out of here. I think we want... we'll just steal the circle, because I think that's fine. And then we have our path, and we have a circle, which I'm hoping can be like a profile for an extrude. So if we have this, how do we extrude? How do we extrude? No, get back in here. Come back. Come on. Wait, what are we doing? No. What are we doing? Don't search over there. Search where I want you to search. Good heavens. Okay, you. That's what we want. An extrude geometry. I don't like all these ones. Get them out of here. Okay, so you're telling me... Why is there a 1 in front of all these? Cramping my style. Okay, that closed spline, I don't care if it's closed. This is our 3 path. And then we're extruding... the circle shape along it? Does that seem like a thing that'll work? Probably not. Does that work? Wait, what? The old version did not have validation, and this should not either. Cool, great. Oh, Stonecrop. I wish that was actually a viable thing, to just hire some teens to do it. But one, if you hire some teens to do it, they're going to be one of 2 kind of teen. They're going to be teens that are going to vibe code everything, and then you're going to have to fix it all anyway. Or they're going to be the kind of teen that wants to write the whole thing in Rust, and then will take 6 months, and then you'll just have to rewrite it anyway. I don't know. I sadly don't know that there's an in-between. That's a pessimistic statement, but you're going to end up with either Rust teens or vibe code teens, and like, I don't know which is worse. I mean, at least the Rust teens like want to do something. Hire your own teens. Do they like Rust? Do they use immutable like Linux distributions? Are they all running Nix? I was on a project where there were some young people hired to work on a portion of the project that I ended up managing, which was not the intention. I liked them. They were really sweet. They really like excited and wanted to work hard. They wanted to do everything in Rust, and they just made every problem so hard that I ended up like just rewriting a fair amount of it, like on a bus ride in JavaScript. Like it was just, they really tried. You're the only Linux kid in the house. Uh-oh. Are you running Nix OS and writing Rust? Okay, this seems like it didn't work. Distance to. Do I know? So I wasn't actually paying attention to anything. I just copied and pasted a bunch of stuff. So maybe it's a time to like slightly pay attention here. Probably not. So we were fine until we got here, right? We were fine until we decided to like, where did we actually end up with problems? Probably with the extrusion, I'm guessing. Yeah, so how does this work? Seems angry. Because probably something is just wrong here, right? Like I did stuff to my 3 path. Oh, yeah, of course. We can't do this. Yeah. We're not doing this in the... We gotta get out of this loop. Pardon me. We're just... Here's where we gotta do the thing. How's that sound? Circle shape. Uh-oh. What have I done? Why are you mad? That was inside of our query. Okay, sorry. I just should have paid more attention here. What are we actually trying to do? We want all of this out. Get out of here. We don't want you, right? And we want all you to be in here, in theory, and then maybe that'll be fine. And then maybe we do this. Ooh, port it to Golang? Yikes. Uh-oh. Computed... Yeah, okay, what's your problem? So, I mean... I'm not paying a lot of attention to what I'm doing here, but... Do we think we're actually generating geometry? It sort of looks like we did. Why does everything have a 1 on the end of it? Get out of here with that. Oopsie. It's freaking me out. Okay. I'm running Windows on this machine, and as you can see, and I hate Windows. And I want to go back to being like a no Windows household, but man, I started using Linux on the desktop in 1997, and it sucked, and it still sucks. It's incredible to me how little, like, how little we progress. Where every Linux distribution now is just on the. Hey, Linux. If you don't have a GUI, I love it. It's great. Got Linux all over the place in here, but Linux on a desktop. Every Linux desktop environment is just falling over itself to steal every bad idea and just try to look like Mac OS or Windows. It's so pathetic. It's so lame. I'm solving right now. This is the solving. I'm trying a new strategy for solving your puzzle. Themes.org. Part of the reason I keep making weird, part of the reason I keep doing weird things as I'm trying to like copy paste and stuff is I use the Vim extension in VS Code, which on macOS I have no problem with. On Windows, something about the keyboard shortcuts mess me up a little bit. Am I actually solving a puzzle? I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not doing a puzzle today. I'm writing this thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cutie Pie. Wait, I remember themes.org. Does that still exist? Why does that ring a bell? So most of the time when I'm in here, this is all, it's all J's and K's. Although extreme Vim purists would say that you shouldn't even use J and K. But when I'm writing over here, I'm in Vim land. It's just going back and forth between here and whatnot. I guess I could try to like get some like whatever. I'm sure there's something that, what is it, rat? Like tiling window manager. Like I'm sure there's some way to turn windows into rat. So but why do it was themes.org, like maybe I'm just, it's a thing that is in my mind for some reason. Like, and that's the era of what? Fresh Meat and Slashdot and how far back will the Wayback Machine take me for themes.org? Okay, wait. Was e.themes.org Enlightenment themes? Window Maker. Blackbox. I worked on Blackbox, kind of, sort of. I'm definitely in the README. Like a great point of pride in my life. Look, oh wow, I just called out Fresh Meat and Slashdot. I knew it. Yes, extremely of that era. I was running Red Hat, whatever it was, 4.7 at the time. I mean, when is this? 99? I had probably moved on to like Gen 2 or Linux from scratch. I know. I wanted Enlightenment to be cool. It wasn't that cool. Does Blackbox still exist? What's going on with Blackbox? Blackbox, Window Manager, README. I mean, my credit in that README is a little bit of an insult, but no, is it the README? 24 years ago. No, where's the thing that it's like the contributors or authors? Am I in the authors file? I wonder if I'm in the authors file from this particular time. Oh, the beta moron. I'm credited as a moron in the Blackbox authors file from whenever. I wonder where Brad Hughes is now. Whoa, really? That's awesome. I did not get wealthy in the 90s. This may surprise you. I did later work on OpenBox after Blackbox and actually maybe did somewhat more meaningfully contribute to that. I don't think I'm called a moron in that file. Maybe I am. I probably am. I mean, XOR. These are all people I hung out on with IRC 30 years ago, 25 years ago. Anyway, I'm elderly. What are we doing? What was the actual problem? So we were okay until we tried to... Whoop, yep. Oh yeah, well that's not defined because So I just don't... I don't think I've ever extruded geometry in 3JS. I don't think. Have I? We created a mesh. We tried to add the mesh, and I think this is where we got sad. And I can't remember... what went wrong. I mean, it's very likely that our geometry is busted. Do I need to do something else after I do this? I probably do, right? Probably after you... Well, it seems so, but it feels like I'm missing some critical step. I mean, it kind of doesn't look like it. Is my shape not a valid shape? Because I think the shape is like the profile that you're extruding. Actually, kind of hard to say. That's closed spline, but the shape that we're PTS1. This is the circle. That looks like our circle. So maybe we do this instead of the other version of the circle. That looks like a simpler circle. And shape. Doesn't mean our, I mean, I don't know if this improves. I don't know if this changes anything. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so what do we think the problem is? Is there something we're supposed to do after constructing our path that we're not doing? Some critical thing? It says we want the spline closed. Curve type. I'm hopeful that I can do this with a path and not a extrude settings to random spline. So that's a random fellow. And then number 3 is what? Maybe that's the star. How do we think this works? I see a star. Is that, am I drawing the star and then I'm also extruding it? Or am I like, what's this? What is this person? Because there's 3 extrudes. One extrude appears to be some curve that we're following. The second one appears to be a bunch of random points. The third one appears that we don't actually have a path that we're following. So, which is kind of interesting. That means we could probably test this by not providing the extrude path, maybe? Possibly? Oh, I see this. You've got the right spirit of why we want to do this, of why we want to do this nonsensical thing. That doesn't look like a star or anything. So we can extrude a nothing. It's extruding the path that seems to be causing us grief. So we did close the path. Like, extrude path seems upset with us. I guess we could like check that our path seems coherent. I guess another thing we could do is just draw the path, because we think maybe that's a thing we can do. Why did it not work? I mean, I knew it was going to break, but why didn't I even see the... Is part of the problem here that we're adding this like before the scene is initialized, before it animates or something like that? Because we are just doing this like on load. Now we're saying when it's mounted. We're saying it's after we do all this stuff. So I don't know. So the path... Perhaps I need to call needs update. That's normally a thing you would expect to do. Uh-oh. Sure, there's like a more appropriate way to debug this, but obviously I'm not doing that. We said needs update. Do we need to like... Are we just missing that? Something like that? Like we just got to tidy things up, or... Controls update. Projection matrix. I don't really seem like it. Seems like they just make a path and that's that, right? Doesn't look that complicated. We could try something like this. Just to verify that it's our path that we've broken. Okay. That, like, works. It works. So, what's wrong with my path? Why is my path having a hard time? Also, I realize, why are there only 3? We do like 8 here? Does that make this a circle? Or like an octagon? Okay, cool. Cool octagon. So my path is we do this thing. We created a 3 path. This shows a pretty different way of drawing a thing. Like, which... Is that a way easier way to do things? Do we need to just pause? Let's pause on the mesh for the moment. And just say, hey, friends, I got a path. Right? Do one of these. What do you think of this? Ever seen one of these before? 3 path, get points. What's this gonna do? That's not necessarily what we were hoping for. Although you can see it, right? You can see. Ben, I've been streaming so much lately and I blame Volatro. Because I've been doing these insane... I had the most insane... Stonecrop was there. I had the most insane Volatro run anyone has ever seen. And I still lost, but I still won because it was such an incredible stream. So you can see it in there, right? You see it? You see the shapes of the cages. They're in there. They're in there. So I don't know what everything else is though. I guess it's like the literal puzzle grid, which seems like maybe we don't want to draw. And then like, why are we always closing these things? I don't know what all those other ones would be. I mean, there is a class cage box. So I guess we could say like, if you're a cage box, we should draw you. And in other situations, perhaps we shouldn't draw you. Cage, selection cage, cage killer, cage killer. Where is that? Or actually, another question is like, is that an overlay? Is it underlay? Where are the killers? They're inside cages. So maybe we can do a thing where we just do a query selector on. Ben, I'm trying out something called software development. I'm not sure that I like it. Is this, what was that thing called? That was one of those. Look at that. We did it. Are those geometry? I don't think they are. It doesn't, it just, it does not feel worth it. So can 3JS do a, can you like dash this, or can you do stuff? Ben, what are you working on now? Are you doing AR things, VR things? The line width can only be used with the SVG renderer. Ignore this setting. See, that's lame and useless. So line basic node material? What does that mean? Line dashed material? We know we're not going to be drawing, like the line materials are not going to work because we want these to be geometry eventually. It's weird that this works fine and we couldn't extrude along this path, but I don't know that I've ever extruded in 3JS before, so maybe that's just the world we live in. If I do a line dashed material, what does that do? Those look dashed to you? They don't look... I'm going to say those don't look especially dashed to me. There's probably an example of that. Well, it's right here, right? How are these drawn? Dashed. This is drawn in some other way. That's drawing points. Those aren't dashes. Don't fall for it. Oh no, AI training garbage. Oh no. Oh, that's awesome. What you heard from Digital? Somebody wants me to, well, I don't know, I should follow up on that. You just can't set thicknesses with this, right? These are just GL lines. There was an ML project that needed training that I didn't really follow up on, but maybe. Okay, 3.line segments, is that helpful? Points. Geometry box. Well, that's not really what we want. What's the material? Is it right in front of my face? Probably. Line dash material. Compute line distances. Okay. That's drawing a single dashed line though. Is that what you want? Geometry spline. I don't get it. But let's just steal this. Shh. Something local. Yeah, it's actually, the company's actually pretty cool, and like I would be interested in other things they were working on, but just it's been some months. The thing at the moment that I like went in and talked to them was very specifically about like a gesture recognition thing that would have been required, like training a model and all that stuff, and like not like AI in the modern sense, a little bit more older school machine learning, I think, but I was not immediately excited about it, and that made me not follow up when I should have. Oops. Why do you think my line lengths, is that the problem? Or my dash size is too big? Maybe my puzzle's small? I don't know. Ben, we're just trying to make 3D Sudoku. Eventually a dashed 3D line. We're taking this one step at a time. So, because a dashed 3D line is a pretty annoying thing to draw. Because it's really like a series of capsules, you know, maybe they're curvy, whatever, like it's going to be obnoxious. So there's two paths. One is we just do everything linear and we are able to extrude it. And that's what I was trying with that kind of, like, I would think of it as normally like a sweep. 3JS calls it an extrude, but I would think of it as a sweep. Like you have a profile path and you take that along some other spline or whatever. But right now we're just trying this thing where we're just taking our geometry points and trying to use yes, just the line renderer, which may actually just be like GL lines, which if it's GL lines, I don't know how GL lines are supposed to be dashed. Is there some small print that, well, but look, there they are right there. They look dashed. Those look dashed to me. But maybe they're not doing the thing. They make a buffer geometry and they set from points and then they do, so I guess that is slightly different. No, it isn't. I'm doing buffer geometry set from points. And then we have the line dashed. I mean, this is weird actually. This thing, this like line, the problem is we have a bunch of move tos. And so doesn't that mean that okay, that's the big curvy guy. This is what we want actually. We want line segments, presumably. Is this what we want? What if we did this? Not line, but line segments. I don't know if that makes any difference at all. Well, now we have nothing. So that seems like maybe a downgrade. What did I do wrong? We're not using this anymore. That's fine. We got to add the line segments to the scene is our problem, right? Is that what you want? Is that what you people want? It is. I don't mind it necessarily. It's just not the thing I was most excited about. I'm still doing a lot of, hey, look, they even have colors. Why? Oh, because there was a color in here. Problem is, these don't look very closed, do they? Closed path? Closed path. No, we already called that. But wasn't there like... whatever? Presumably you would call that internally, but I don't know. It could be the problem with the segments is like... bummer. I mean... pretty weird though. There we go. Although I don't think this always works because I think there are cases. I think our letters are flying in space a little high, right? I'm mainly still working on a bunch of museum stuff that is cool but stressful because I'm starting to like do more like mechanical engineering stuff with them, which is a little scary but fun. I've got in the next 6 weeks. Oh, that's scary. I don't want to say that out loud. Oh, I'm about to scare myself. I'm doing my work for the airship project, which is sometimes frustrating. I'm doing a bunch of museum stuff, and in 6 weeks, I've got to design like a bunch of PCBs and like some motor-driven mechanical parts, and I should probably be working on that instead of this, huh? Okay, look at this. Perfect. It's perfect. This is exactly Sudoku. What else? What else do you want? I mean, you could maybe say that you want like the grid to line up, but that seems like a lot to ask. Okay, but are there colors in here? Were there fills on these cages? Non-scaling stroke. Who knows what that means? There is a stroke color. So that seems reasonable, right? That we can just do a... this file's a mess. Don't look at it. Don't review my code. That we want... what? Where is that? What are we doing? Actually, it's inside the path. So it's const stroke string comes from this. And then I think in our material, our color. Look at that, chroma going to the rescue. That didn't work. What did we do wrong? Are you serious? Wait, Chroma got mad? No way. No. Chroma wouldn't do that to us. What are you mad about? 001, we can't just feed that to... It's not hex. Sorry. That's annoying, actually. Man, bummer. I wish... Is Chroma smart enough to just take in whatever we give it? The world does need some 3D Sudoku. Easily. Can I just do this? How about that? Chroma's going to figure it out. Whoever wrote Chroma did a good job, I will say, because then I don't have to think about it. Okay, we got black cages. So the real question, though, is... Let's go back to our other puzzle that we're trying to draw. This one? So where are these? Is it an underlay where we expect to find? Is it in arrows? Let's try drawing the arrows instead of the cages. How do you do that? Arrows? This is going to be exciting. Uh-oh. Who's typing to me? Is this a baby typing to me? Am I being typed to by a baby? How come there's English language words in the... Is this line basic material or something? How come there's English language words in there? Okay, have fun at dinner. Look, we did it. Okay, we got lines. We got German whispers. I guess we can't do the thickness because these are just GL lines. Lame. Extraordinarily lame. How did we get those fat lines? How did that work? Or how did 3 get those fat lines? Do you see them? They're chunky lines. Like that's a spline extrude. That seems like a way to do things. These people are not chunky. We want chunky boys. Look at that. Fat lines. Yeah. Give me the fat lines. So line segments geometry. Line geometry, line segments geometry. How are they fat? Line geometry. Fat. How do I get the fat? That's the line material. Did it lie to me that I couldn't do it? That says line material, not line basic material, by the way. That seems suspicious. That is an add-on called line material. Interesting. Give me that. I'll take that. And then we will ditch line basic material and have a line material. And just make them chunky. And then we're basically done. Thanks, Ben. I'm glad you stopped by. Okay, that didn't work at all. What's wrong? Line material is not a constructor? Are you sure about that? Looks like a constructor. Oh, it's not 3 line material. It's just straight up line material. That's the problem. Let's go here. Let's go here. Oh no, where are they? No! Was it not width? It looks like width. What's the matter? Line width, friends. Oh, come on. Just give me this. And then I'm probably going to leave soon. No! Line width is not a property. Sorry? Line material. Line width You don't capitalize the W. Really? We don't do camel case around here? Line width? But we do camel case and world unit? I don't like that. Fine. Oh, come on. Just do it. There's probably another thing we have to do. Urgh! Okay. What are we doing? We love this. Just give it to me. World units? I don't know. Vertex colors? Yeah, no. We get the points. We get a. This is a line geometry, actually. Huh. So instead of doing a buffer geometry here, is line geometry also an add-on? Seems that way. Okay. That's fine. It looks great. So line geometry. Don't do this. All right, what did I say? Line geometry is not what we want. So we do line geometry, and then what? Then we have a line. Is a line 2? What's a line 2? Does that mean it's a WebGL line or something? Or it's just like literally, here's a new line for you? Not a fan of that naming. Not even a little bit. Okay, so what are we trying to do? Line geometry. Okay, so we do line geometry here. And we want... Where's line declared? I'm not here. Line geometry positions are the points. How about that? It seems broken. Seems like we broke everything. What's your problem? And auto rate length, huh? Do we think get points is an array? Okay, what are we supposed to do? Well, we got a line geometry. Positions. It's supposed to be vector 3s. That's not what I want to do. Surely there's a simpler way. We don't want segments. We don't want segments. We want the line. What do you think it's mad about? Is it mad about the line geometry with the points coming straight from... That is an array of points. So what is this? Oh, set from points? How's that sound? Just Just give me... Ah, look at, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. So exciting. Okay. This does not need to be so chunky. Everybody left. Nobody's here to be excited with me. Stonecrop, are you here in the background? My excitement. You'll notice some minor problems. Like, what is going on with these thermometers? What is going on with these the positions of everything? But generally speaking, we kind of did it, right? Oh. You could solve this easy. I mean, maybe not easy, but we have sorting issues with the whatever way these lines are drawn. But I'm not going to worry about that. I don't know if these are like actually flat things or just rotating to orient, you know, like a trail kind of thing. That might be an expectation. The way that's clipping kind of looks like that's what's true. In real life, we might want a different strategy for that, but I'm going to say that I think that these circles are supposed to be centered. Like that the position of the cylinder is supposed to be like minus width divided by 2 or something, and like minus height divided by 2. Also, you know, everything's upside down. That seem better or worse? Seems worse. So when in doubt, we'll just add it instead of subtracting, and that's going to be fine, right? Okay. Okay. Why does our radius seem so extremely wrong? Was that parameter actually radius? Oh, width is not a radius. That's a diameter. Okay. Look at those. We got thermometers. What else do you want? You want thermometers? I got thermometers. How thick is our cylinder supposed to be, though? What are the parameters of this? No one knows. I kind of think height is here, but I don't know. Okay. Cool. Cute. Look how cute this is. This is so silly. Okay, we got a lot of problems with text, for example. But I'm pretty pleased that we're able to, like, we at least got some things on screen. So let's try a few puzzles. We still, like, have to figure out how we actually are going to get things out of, what's its face? Oh, I actually feel kind of terrible. Am I really going to go to yoga in 20 minutes? I feel pretty bad. I'll try to power through it, I guess. We're just looking for a fun... oh, no, look at this. This has way too much stuff. I can't draw squares. You kidding me? No chance. Okay, we'll try it. Okay. Oh, I'm getting that like slight hit by a truck feeling. That classic hit by a truck feeling. Sorry? Copy outer HTML. Okay, we're expecting weird thermos and maybe some things that are round. We're not expecting cages right now, though. Look at that! Look, we did it. I think this is pretty fun and pretty silly. Personally, I think we clearly have problems with Stonecrop. I'm glad you're here to validate me because I needed validation. I mean, for a 2-hour stream of just messing around, we do have something. we have something happening. We just got to make them shiny, add some bloom, vignette, chromatic aberration, some film grain, sound effects. I mean, the fundamental problem we ran into last time is like these like shapes are not kind of like, I'm struggling for the right term, but these lines do not know what they are. Like this circle, this disk, and this line exist in completely different kind of elevations of the file, and they have no relation inside the file, and they certainly don't know that they are thermometers, for example. What are these little guys? Oh, they're just cute little dots. So, okay. You might notice a few minor problems, like everything's upside down. That's the thing you might notice. That's actually very easy to fix. And it's the thing I could have fixed before, and the AI even, I think, tried to fix for me, but I refused its advice. We just like need to flip all our Y's. I wasn't sure that was going to work for the text, is why I didn't do it, but ooh, this is a bummer. Like in here, lame. Our paths, we would have to go through kind of like manually and invert every point, which is kind of stupid. But we could say segment.values segment values 1. Well, I was going to say times equals, but sure. Okay. How's that? Although now I think our little offset is now incorrect in the Y, right? Because now Y does need to be subtracted or circles like this, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple places in the chain, I guess, where we could have decided to flip it. I just flipped the values as they came directly out of the SVG document. It's just we haven't streamlined that at all, so it's all over the place. So we can't draw squares. All our squares are circles currently, so that's a minor concern that's actually pretty easy. Circles we have addressed. Raw from what I initially ingest. Oh yeah. Once I ingest it and make an XML document, when I'm looping through, I will just invert those values as they come, which seems to have worked. Our line thickness is pretty thick. We could draw cages. We know we have the capability. We know that we could add squares without too much fuss. We know we could draw those diagonals. Like, I feel like getting to the point that we can draw all of the clues of this particular puzzle, accepting that our numbers would all be terrible. Like our number rendering, I think, is going to kind of be the biggest challenge. I don't actually like, where is the 167? I guess This is probably structured in some other way because of the nature of this 167. Oh no, I've got the shivers and body aches. Excellent. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. Some notion that anything that is actually a circle should just be a sphere. Problem is, what do we do when we get to, like, we got to draw a Scojo puzzle? Then we really are in trouble. Yeah. Or like in pinball, right? Like pinball bumpers. Everything needs to be moving and obnoxious for sure. Oh, we'll try. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. So our style guide is, here's our style guide. Actually, thank you for putting me onto this. Here's our style guide for what this should look like. Okay, I've got to take Tylenol and maybe drink some tea, and then, is that Will Smith? What's going on here? What is this video? Is this an ad? Hang on, I don't want to see an ad. Is that Will Smith? Oh my gosh. Get me out of here. Okay. Cover that ad up. Don't look at it. So, the notion of trying to like kind of connect it is Will Smith, contributor to PC World. I didn't know that. The notion of like identifying something as this is a German whisper and like this is a thermo, like that's a thing that, for example, Sven doesn't have to do. Sven just has to draw the thing accurately and render the rules, but the drawings don't need to know what they are. And so that is a like pretty frustrating thing. Rules are standardized enough that we could make some assumptions, but okay. But for one stream, you know, we spent a little time on another stream just poking out, like, can we get the data in and out, whatever. Can we use the SVG render, whatever. We decided we were just going to render things ourselves directly from the SVG file. I'm actually stunned that the paths worked okay. Like, I wasn't really expecting that. Let's grab another random puzzle. Phoenix. Ooh, there's fog. Ooh, there's circles that are colors. Ooh, there's a star up there. This is a terrible puzzle. I mean, I'm sure it's a lovely puzzle, but I mean, as far as like something we want to try to draw, this is upsetting. And as I say that, I realize that there's some consideration that like, why did I start with drawing variant Sudoku when I could have just started with drawing Sudoku? Like, because if I'm just drawing classic Sudoku, doesn't that make this a way easier problem? Okay, I don't really know even what to expect from this one. Yeah, we don't get much. We get some green dots. We don't get any stars. Oh no! Are there green dots under here that Sven doesn't render until they're revealed? Also, what's this black Kropke dot? Why can't we see the black Kropke dot? This is a hard problem. That's kind of annoying, but maybe we can come up with a somewhat general purpose strategy for you, or maybe I'll just give up on it. Any of those things is possible. Okay, I'm so cold and shivery, and I guess I'm going to try to go to yoga even though I feel terrible, but we're going to try. Sansa Blake Manor is on sale. Okay, Stonecrop, thank you for stopping by. Cutie Pie, thank you for stopping by. I think we had a Cavalry should stop by. We had Ben. Shockingly, we had Grimbone. Skojo said hello. Thank you. I'm sure I will be fine. It's just that, like, maybe I shouldn't have gotten double shots today, but, you know, You just do what you can. Okay. Anyway, we'll check in on this nonsense soon. Maybe we'll do another Balatro run soon. Maybe we'll actually play some Sudoku. Who can say? But I'm leaving. Goodbye.